What's happening, SteelerNation? Welcome to the latest episode of the post-game show, man. Presented to you by the Steel Basement. We're going to talk about Steelers versus Patriots. I am your host, SimFBallCritic. I know some of you guys are not feeling too good right now. Neither am I, but it is what it is. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to be quick in this particular post-game show. Got a lot going on today, man. I gotta be in and out. I will tell you guys why maybe a little bit later in the show, but can't waste a lot of time today. So let's jump right into it. First of all, again, hello to everyone who's here. We're gonna say hello to the early commenters. Make sure you guys give me the virtual thumbs up that you can hear me. You should, but I know sometimes the software gets crazy, so make sure you confirm that. Vista Light, Rajon 39, John Alexander, Marlon Nichols, King 419. We got a donation in the building already, so we'll grab that here in just a second. And actually, I didn't grab my headphones, man, so I'm going to have to be paying attention to the... hold on, give me a second. I'm going to have to pay attention to the screen here to see when the donation pops up. So I'll get to that here in just a moment. Where was I? Mark Malone, T-Dog, Leonard Green, Donovan Hubbard, Miss Lanisha. Hello, Miss Lanisha. How you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you guys take time out to say hello to the early commenters. Relfax, he's saying something about Tomlin wants to come to the pressure. However, I'd be lying if I'd say the offense hasn't been struggling. Yeah, I think you guys are talking about Mitch versus Kenny. Y'all already heard the Kenny. Already today. A couple times today. We'll get to it. Luis D. Montre. Shango. Who else we got up in here? We're going to be quick, guys. Who else? A lot of repeat people. Wide Diggy. What's up, Diggy? Jordan Mid. He just says pain. C. Antoine Hill. Susie M. Hunter Johnson. And BQ412. And maybe we'll kick it off and end it right about there. Y'all already on Trubisky. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, for you guys that are used to the show, y'all already know where I'm going. For you guys that might be new to the show, because I realize I have to acknowledge some of you have never been here before. What I typically do right out the gate is I give you the first drive offensively and the first possession defensively. From that point on, I kind of give you my highlight points of each particular drive, offense, defense. I give you my key moments, which that's what those are. And then at the end, I end up giving you my takeaways from the game. So that's how we do it. But first, what I'm definitely going to do as donations come in, I see Luis D. I see the infamous Tim. Let's give those good fellas a round of applause first and foremost. I think the round of applause is working. Like I said, I forgot to go upstairs to get my headphones. So yeah, they're upstairs. So sorry, I can't hear it, but I believe you guys can hear it. So thank you for the donation. The infamous Tim says, first down exists, offense no. He says what? First down exists, offense. First down exists. Okay, I guess you're just saying that first down offense doesn't exist. Okay, I would tend to believe and agree with you there because that's where the run game definitely was falling short. So I think that's what you're saying. So I got to agree there. My man Luis D says, let me get back to your comment here. Luis says, way too conservative on offense. Jones having plenty of time, throws the football, making it obvious Watt was missed. Very much so, Watt was missed. That was one of my key points that I notated here as well. I think it's obvious. Luis already said it. TJ Watt was missed, man, clearly. Alex Highsmith did a couple things. You saw him get a couple pressures here and there, but as a collective, you definitely saw the glaring moments where there was no pressure. And what did I say going into this game? I said last week on Terrible Towel Tuesday, I said that, listen, it's going to be easier for people to pay more attention to Alex Highsmith. It's easier for you to have a great game when people are paying more attention to the beast down the line in a TJ Watt. And that's not a disrespect to Alex Highsmith. That's not a disrespect to Malik Reed or anyone else that we put out there. I saw Leal sometimes. We had him at end, rushing, even in sub package. A couple times they had Cam Hayward out there. You know how I feel about Cam. But the truth of the matter is when you got the reigning defensive player of the year who is a consistent motor when that guy's not there, it does make it a lot easier to slide protect, yada, yada, yada. So, come on, it's obvious, SteelerNation. If you are upset, if you're literally upset saying, man, why can't we get no pressure? I get it, but we know why we're not getting the type of pressure that we're accustomed to seeing. TJ Watt is not playing, and he was severely missed. So they're going to have to figure something out. Let's get into it, man. So first and foremost, we received the ball first. Well, actually, hold on. Let me talk about the inactives. Now, the inactives said that Mark Robinson didn't play. However, there was a penalty to a number 93. And if I'm not mistaken, Mark Robinson still wears 93. I don't know. I don't know. So the inactives said that he didn't play. But anyway, the inactives was Mason Rudolph, Mark Robinson, Loudermilk, Kendrick Green, Steven Sims, and David Anini. Don't even know who that is, to be honest. Didn't notice any injuries. There may have been some, but I didn't really notice any reported injuries in the game. So again, if I missed them, maybe you guys can let me know in the chat. But I didn't take note of any injuries because I don't recall really hearing any. I do have a couple office visits, and we'll get to that later on in the show. Penalties. Main penalties that I notated here, and maybe I missed one, but I only have 4. And again, like I said, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I catch them all, sometimes I don't. But, we kind of talk about the important penalties anyway. It doesn't matter how many. As far as my chronological, it's more just the important ones. James Daniels was called for an ineligible man downfield in the second quarter. There was a delay of game by Mitch Trubisky in the second quarter. Dan Moore was called for a false start on a 2nd and 8 in the second quarter. And there was an unsportsmanlike penalty. Again, it's saying by number 93. That was after the muffed punt by Gunnar O. Again, I thought 93 was Mark Robinson. I could be wrong. Steelers' website still says he's number 93. He was number 93 in preseason. I don't know. Now, perhaps because he's not active, maybe someone else is wearing 93. And if they are, I don't know who 93 is. Let me peek in the chat. Maybe some of you guys know who it is. Do you guys know who number 93 is? Let me peek in the chat real quick. Somebody said Malik Reed was getting handled out there. Yeah, he was number 50. Delonte Scott was wearing 50 in preseason. So again, maybe the number 93 changed. Maybe Robinson isn't wearing it because he's not active. But does anybody know who that is? I'm only going to stay here for 2 seconds. Okay, Lawrence Holcomb says the penalty was actually on Cam Hayward, who's number 97. Oh, then no, he says 83. Not 93. Okay, so you said Hayward, which is little brother Hayward. Okay, all right, we can move past that. Connor Hayward had the penalty, so we'll charge it to him. All right, offensively, first opening drive, Steelers gain 1 yard, big 1 yard on first play of the game. That goes along with infamous Tim's comment. First down offense doesn't really exist. We get 1 yard. Second down, it was a quick pass to Claypool. We pick up 5 yards, and it looked very similar to the same opening drive we had last week. That quick pass to Claypool looks very familiar. Not saying I won't take 5. I'm just saying the offense, the opening drive looked very similar to last week. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Trubisky misses Fryer move. It was off of his fingertips. I don't know if I'm gonna consider that a drop. I think if Mitch puts it on him a little better, he's gonna catch that. But if you want to call it a drop, you can. But either way, they were unable to connect. And by surprise, I was shocked. Whoa, I could not believe it. The Steelers went 3 and out. Wow. How's that possible? The Steelers are not accustomed to going 3 and out, are they? You got to make jokes about this stuff sometimes, guys. What do you know? 3 and out. Presley Harvin. Tremendous punt following the 3 and out. Could have almost been perhaps a touchdown if James Pierre is able to get his hands on the ball, or at the very worst, a safety. But even worse than that, the worst, it was ruled a touchback. But again, got to give credit to Harvin. I think Harvin punted relatively well today. Seems like in the 2 games that we've seen him, he's back to what we expect him to be. Still early, but we got to acknowledge that. look for all of the good points of the game, look for the bad points. So one of the good points of the game, and for the last 2 weeks now that this game has been wrapped up, Harvin has punted relatively well, so that was good to see. But like I said, man, I thought we were going to get an opportunity with the muff, so to speak, or mishandling of the ball for the Patriots. I wish ours would have ended up the way theirs ended up when we muffed it. But at the end of the day, we didn't get anything out of that. All right, key moments. Second drive of the game offensively. Steelers converted 3rd and 3 with a quick pass to Deontay Johnson. He fumbled at the end, but it was reviewed, and they said his knee was down. But Deontay Johnson, I'm not going to pull you into the office, but I've got my eye on that, because what is the thing that we talked about with Deontay Johnson? Ball security. Ball security to me, of course, is fumbles, but I also put that in the catching category. So we'll keep our eyes on drops. You know, we hasn't had any real drops that I've really been able to pay attention to in these last 2 games, but you know, we've always talked about Deontay Johnson's ball security. I mean, and it was this close from being a fumble had his knee not gone down. So I don't care, me personally, as a fan, but if I was a coach, I don't care that your knee was down. The ball still came out. So what if your knee was still up? So that's how I look at that. To me, as if I was coaching, I'm still looking at that as a fumble, even though it got reviewed and we got the ball back. But anyway, right after that, Steelers used Derek Watt. Good to see that in a sense. You know, instead of us not doing the same old, we used the up back in a Derek Watt from a fullback position to pick up a 3rd and 1. That was cool. But then what happens right after that? Mitchell Trubisky throws a pick. The very next play, and I wrote here in bold letters, horrible decision. Linebacker was in his line of sight. We've seen this before. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying, didn't we kind of see this happen a couple times last year with Ben? This has nothing to do with him. I'm just saying it was a familiar sight when the guys seemed to be right there. To think about when we played Cincinnati last year and Logan Wilson got those 2 interceptions. It was eerily similar to that, right? And the fact that who he was looking at. I'm going to get to that in a minute as well. We're seeing a pattern here with Mitch Trubisky. But anyway, throws it in the line of the sight of the linebacker. Linebacker gets his hands on it. Ball pops up, and Mills is able to come away with the pick. Now, just like that, the Steelers turn the ball off. Patriots get great field position. But guess what happens right after that? That boy, Minka Fitzpatrick, picks off Mac Jones on the very next possession. I'm going to take a moment and give Minka Fitzpatrick a huge round of applause, and I will tell you why. Hold up. Time out. The Ravens lost? Are y'all kidding me? Is that legit? Hold on, let me see. Not that it matters. And somebody said the Browns lost too? I mean, you know, we lost too. But I'm just saying, you know, you got to keep up with the division. Let me see. Hold on, y'all might hear some extra chatter here as I'm looking it up on NFL Network. Some of that audio might filter in. Wow. 4 seconds left. The Dolphins is up 42-38. Somebody said they lost, so y'all might have seen it already, but NFL Network still has it 42-38. Let's see, and y'all said Cleveland lost as well? Let me see. Wow. The Jets were able to come away with the victory. Oh, and they're even showing the highlight here in the right corner. Wow. Okay. So, interesting. I'm going to sit here for just a second. I want to see if this is final as far as the Ravens. You guys are saying it's final, so maybe it is. All right. So that is interesting. That is very interesting that, yeah. All right, here it is. Somebody says Browns lost, Ravens lost, we lost. Okay. So, all right. Wow. Okay. So the division is up. Everybody is right there, even killed. So, interesting. All right, man. So let's keep it moving. Let's get back to what we were doing. Where was I? Minka Fitzpatrick. I gave him his round of applause. 2 interceptions. in 2 weeks. I told y'all last week I don't want to hear nothing negative about Minka Fitzpatrick. No slander. Now, I'm going to double down on that. No slander. No slander. No slander. I'm doubling down. No slander. Minka's that dude. And yeah, that's all I got to say. But we get the ball back. So here's the next drive is very important. We get the third drive, right? After a turnover. Let's see what they do. The Steelers convert a 3rd and 1 with a run to Najee Harris. Steelers converted 3rd and 10 after the penalty by James Daniels. We were able to hit Deontay Johnson along the sideline, an off-foot throw, off the back foot throw by Mitch Trubisky. So that was interesting, but he was able to fit it in there. Then he loses 7 yards on the very next play by getting sacked. And the reason why I say he loses is I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. The Steelers were faced with a 3rd and 17, and Mitch Trubisky finds Deontay Johnson. Once again, we convert. Then Deontay Johnson's route running is crazy. I just wrote that there as an aside. Man, his route running is just impeccable. I hope some of you guys really, really understand why the Steelers felt the need to pay him. I know. Receivers are a dime a dozen now. I get it. But his talent, to me, has never been in question. The only thing that we've ever questioned was his ball security, which he did improve last year. Even though he had, 5 or 6 drops, it was way less than a lot of the top premier receivers. It was much improved from the previous season. And, again, his percentage rate relatively and very, very low in terms of his catches. The only reason why we make a big deal of it is because we remember when they happen. Some of them happen in key moments, and I know that's a big part of it. Not giving him an excuse. I'm just saying, for those people who just don't understand why the Steelers would have wanted to sign him, that guy is one of the best receivers in the league, whether you believe it or not. When you take into account everything he does. Yes, even though he's had a few drops, I'm going to even say his hands. The type of catches he can make. The catch he made last week. The catch he made today on the 2-point conversion. His route running is impeccable. And Deontay Johnson, I don't know if y'all have noticed, he's showing a lot of speed this year. Like, he's running past people. And he wasn't a speed demon. But anyway, we're able to find Deontay Johnson. Steelers are faced with the 1st and 15 from their own 25 after the delay of game penalty. Steelers give up a sack and then on 3rd and 4, they are forced to kick the field goal and they come away with 3 points. At that time, it's 3-3. What did I put here? Steelers faced with the 3rd and 16 after intentional grounded. Oh, okay. Wait. This is defense. So yeah, after that, the Steelers were in a 3rd and 16 situation after an intentional grounding. I wrote here that Malik Reed drew a holding penalty on New England, and New England on 3rd and 26 at this point. The Steelers are able to get off the field with a 3-and-out. So that was good to see the defense able to get a 3-and-out at that moment after the Steelers had just gotten the field goal. So you would hope at this point the Steelers might have a little momentum going. 4th drive of the game, the Steelers are facing a 3rd and 3. Mitch Trubisky is unable to find Chase Claypool on the sideline. Dan Moore was also called for a false start on 2nd and 8. They get into another 3rd and 7. I don't know why I have those 2 thirds there. I think I have that out of order, but you guys remember. But on the 3rd and 7, the Steelers are unable to convert, and Trubisky throws it to Freiermuth in traffic. It was about 3 Patriots around him. The ball was kind of high. We get off the field. Right after that, Nelson Aguilar is able to beat Ahkello Witherspoon to end the half on a 50-50 ball. And listen, some of you are probably going crazy and saying, oh, Ahkello. That was outstanding coverage. That was great coverage by Ahkello Witherspoon. Aguilar just made a play. He literally had to go over Ahkello and reach down and still fight for the ball and kind of pull it in. That was an excellent play by the wide receiver. Ahkello Witherspoon was in great position. And that was, man-to-man. Press man, by the way. He didn't press, but he was playing tight. That was straight up man, turn and run, and he was with him step for step in excellent position. Aguilar just made a play. In fact, I would go as far as to say this. just off of that first watch, I'll go back and watch again. Even the catches that Akello gave up today, he was right in position. He was in position, and that's all you can ask for. Your corner is not going to stop every single pass. The other team gets paid too, Jacoby Myers is a pretty good receiver. He was, it seemed to be today. He was showing up. But it's not like Akello, and from what I remember, ever got dusted in a few catches he gave up. Again, that 50-50 ball was tough. Excellent play by Aguilar. That's my opinion. I know some of y'all might feel a different way. That's fine. We can agree to disagree, but I don't look negatively at Akello for that particular play. The fifth drive, Mitch Trubisky hits Pickens for a 23-yard pickup. Took a shot downfield. Finally, like a sideline fade. And this was right before the half ended. But then Mitch Trubisky gets sacked by Judon trying to scramble. And I wrote here, very weird looking scramble. What was he doing? Y'all remember that one? What was he doing? We're going to get to it. Second half comes. Steelers give up a 3rd and 7. It was a run play to Stevenson. And the Steelers again later in that drive defensively faced the 3rd and 8. Steelers are able to get off the field. They force a 52-yard field goal attempt, which was missed. And at this point, it is still 10-3 New England Patriots. Sixth offensive drive. Drive starts at the 42-yard line. Steelers unable to convert a 3rd and 8. But Boswell, later in that drive, Boswell is able to drive in the 54-yard kick. And at this point, you start hearing, Kenny. SteelerNation is already calling for Kenny Pickett. At this point, it's 10-6. Right after that, defensively, Cam Sutton drops a clean interception. I mean, the ball hit him right in the breadbasket. Caught it, moved his hands, then dropped it. That was on 2nd down. But the very next play, he gave some good coverage on Meyer. On a 3rd and 9, had a little bit of step on Cam, but he was there enough to corral him, wrap him up, force the incompletion. So kind of made up for it, right? Pissed off at the fact that he did not catch that interception because that came back to bite us. Let me show you why. Again, in most cases, you would say, okay, you made up for it on the 3rd and 9. Great, we off the field. But right after that, guess what? They don't have this on film, but I'm convinced right before that punt, I am convinced that Bill Belichick walked out on the field and he whispered in the ear of Gunnar O and he said, hey, come on, do it for me. And Gunnar O said, I sure will. I'll do such a good job, coach. I'll make it look like an accident. I'm not even going to let my hands touch the ball. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let the ball hit me right in the forehead. Bang! And I'm going to give the ball back to you guys. And for that reason, the first office visit of the day, Gunnar O, come on down. Come on into this office, brother. Mr. Olszewski, it's only been 2 weeks. Haven't had many opportunities. So in some cases, you would say it's hard to judge you, but with your limited opportunities to field balls, that's wild what I just said, but with your opportunity to do that, you muffed one. Not only did you muff it, you gave it back to the team that you came from. Not only that, bruh, how does a football hit you in the face? How does a ball hit you in the face that you're looking up for? Explain that. Now, does it happen in football? Sure it does. But I would say this to anyone that it happens to. You're looking for the ball like this. I got it. I don't have it. What are you doing? What are you doing, Gunnar? Bad enough. You're way down the depth chart. Okay, you tried to atone for it on that end round later on, in the second half. and, fighting for yards and carrying guys, but I don't care. You know why? Because you gave up the ball, in which that turnover allowed New England to score. So hold on, Cam Sutton, come on in here. Just peek your head in here. Just peek your head in here. So Cam, the reason why you're in here, just quick, excellent game last week, man. Shout outs to you. Played a pretty good game today as well, from what I could see. Film will tell me more. You can't drop that. So the combination of you and Gunner is the reason why New England scored that touchdown when they did. So Cam, you can go. Just be aware that I got my eye on you. I don't want to see you back in here because you played great last week. Excellent interception you got. How do you miss the easy one? I don't get that, but whatever. And as for you, Gunner, just go. Just I don't really have much more to say other than how does it happen? How does a ball hit you in the face, man? Keep acting up. Keep acting up. Let somebody like Calvin Austin get healthy, or actually Steven Sims. Steven Sims is healthy. Keep acting up, and maybe he ends up fielding kicks. You know why? That actually might happen, Gunner, because the coach that you play for now don't tolerate that. Here in SteelerNation, we've all seen that. Fumble a punt, that's usually your you know what. So it's very possible come Thursday, Steven Sims might be in your spot because he fielded kicks as well in preseason. Okay, good day, sir. All right, man, let's keep it moving. And New England gets on the board, man, off of the muff. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Cannot have that. Just cannot have that. Patriots go up 17-6. Seventh drive, the Steelers go up tempo and put a little drive together. Solid little drive there. Steelers are faced with a 3rd and 4 from the Patriots 8, and the Steelers end the drive with a touchdown to move. The move. Great. Trubisky finds the right matchup, gets him the ball. Trubisky looked pretty good in that up tempo. Curious to know why. Well, I'm going to just wait. I'm going to ask the question. Don't worry. Steelers go for 2, and wow, what an excellent catch by Deontay Johnson. Good ball placement, good catch. It's now 17-14, and there's some life now. There's some life in the blood of us Steeler fans thinking, okay, maybe there's a chance. If we win, it's not going to be by much, but maybe there's a chance. The defense has been playing well. They have. Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 9 against the Patriots, and they give it up in the middle of the field. Steelers are then faced with the 3rd and 5, and the Steelers are able to get off the field. But again, the reason why I highlighted that first 3rd and 9, I hate giving up 3rd and longs, but the middle of the field, that middle of the field was getting worked quite a bit today by Mac Jones. Need to look at the film. Come on, Terrell Austin. I mean, you defensively, I'm going to honestly say we put out a good showing these last 2 weeks, but we just need to shore that up, especially in these 3rd down situations. Because when we're going man and things like that, when we throw a blitz out there, and we didn't blitz a ton, I don't think, today. I'll go back and analyze that. But it seemed like when we didn't get any pressure, and that middle of the field was wide open. So we got to do a better job there. Giving up a few too many splash plays. Right after that, there's the 8th drive of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The drive starts at their own 11-yard line. Steelers are faced with a 3rd and 8 after nothing happening on, what did Tim say? First down. They're faced with a 3rd and 8. Steelers go empty set. Whoa, this looked familiar. And what did they do? What did they do out of the empty set? Same thing, I'm sure you can find a post-game show I did last year saying this very thing. What did we do out of empty set on 3rd and long? You guessed it. We throw it short of the sticks to Najee Harris. And the defense rallies to Najee Harris, and the Steelers go what? We go what? Say it all in together now. 3 and out. You can't make this stuff up, man. Three and out. Okay, next. The Steelers are able to force a 3-and-out. See, the defense is there to have your back. They forced a 3-and-out, and they get off the field on a 3rd and 2. Nice pass breakup by Terrell Edmonds. And Bill Belichick and crew respecting the Steelers defense, not going for it. I thought we would see the Patriots go for it in some of those 4ths and short. No, they're respecting it. But also what they're doing is not respecting the offense. It's probably why they felt comfortable with, let's just kick it away. They not doing it. They not moving the ball. To quote Charles Davis, and shout out to Charles Davis. I actually met Charles Davis in person. Got a picture with him, actually. Maybe I'll show it with you guys one day. But Charles Davis accurately said, listen, the Patriots defense is dictating what the Steelers offense does. The Steelers offense is allowing their defense to dictate what they do. And I'm pretty sure that was the decision. Let's go ahead and punt. We good. Let's sit on this 3-point lead. And what happens on 9th drive of the offense? Do you guys know what happened on the 9th drive? Come on, someone say it. Come on. 3-and-out. 3-and-out again. I tell you, boy. 3-and-out again. So then, Steelers are faced with a 3rd and 2 after a healthy drive by the Patriots. And they give it up. Good coverage downfield, but they give up the scramble to Mac Jones. Then there's another 3rd and 2 after a 2nd and 13. Let me say that. They're faced with another 3rd and 2 following a 2nd and 13. That's quite a chunk. Yeah, that's 11 yards by my count that you gave up on 2nd down. The Patriots are able to run the football very well on that final drive. At this point, the Steelers defense is gassed. And at that point, I have nothing that I can say about the Steelers defense for the most part. I mean, situationally, there were some times where I felt like, we didn't make it happen. But for the most part, guys, the Steelers gave up 17 points, man. 17. One of those came off of a turnover. Cannot blame the defense for this loss. The offense gave you a putrid 14 points. So let's get to my takeaways really quick, and then I can get out of here. Takeaways. Steelers offense not taking shots down the field. I mean, that was evident. And if you didn't notice it yourself like I did, you just wait for a while. Later on in the broadcast, the commentators also said it. It was evident to see. This offense, when we had to pass, it looked very similar to what I saw last year. And thus the reason for this office visit that's coming up. But let me get through this offensive stuff really quick. Then I'm going to bring a couple guys into this office. Steelers better with converting on 3rd down. I'll give them that. Particularly on the 3rd drive. They converted quite a few 3rd downs. I don't know if the stats are already up, but I'm curious to see. Let me check and see if they're up there as far as the team stats. I am curious to see where we ended up with overall 3rd downs. Let me see. Okay. NFL Network is bugging right now. It's not giving me the statistics. But we were better on 3rd down early in the game. I don't know how it ended, later in the game, but I will give them that. They were better in 3rd down situations, at least early on. But then, is it me, or does it seem like what we talked about last week? And shout outs to some of you who've also mentioned it. My cousin Floyd, big brother Floyd, said it last week. Mitch Trubisky seems to be keeping his eye on Deontay Johnson. I understand why you do it, because this dude beats the one-on-one coverage. I get it, but you can't do that. You can't do that. Remember that one play? George Pickens was wide open. He's standing right there. The cornerback is 8 to 9 yards off him. Just get what you can get. Take what the defense is giving you. Stop looking for one guy. Mitch Trubisky has to throw that ball away sooner, man. quite a bit of the sacks that are occurring and have occurred is on him. Ain't so much the offensive line. Remember the Judon sack? What were you doing? And that was a situational moment that you're trying to conserve time. Throw it away. Throw it away. You're clearly out of the pocket. And now let's get to the office visit. Mitch Trubisky, Matt Canada, please come into this office. Close the door behind you. Let's start with you, Mitch, because you get the most of this. I have said on this very show, and I have said, listen, if you play well enough, we can take our time with Kenny Pickett. I don't have an allegiance to you whatsoever. I want the best for this team. If Kenny Pickett is ready to play, he can play Thursday. And the reason why I feel like that, and it's hard for me to continue to say, hey, we're in the best situation. Let Trubisky, if I keep saying, everyone, you remember, I keep saying if he plays well. But it's starting to look ugly, Mitch. And I'm really gonna hone in. And for you guys who are members of the channel, you know, the All 22 last time for this past week, we looked at the run game. No. This next session, I'm gonna specifically look at passing plays. Specifically passing plays, completions and incompletions. Because now I want to see what is he seeing and confirm that he's looking at one target. Mitch, what's happening? It's starting to be evident. People have posted pictures already showing in this game today. We all clearly saw there was a moment when George Pickens is wide open. There's also people already reporting, even on the play, when you hit Claypool, that Pickens had roasted his guy. He's wide open down the field. I don't think you're going through your progressions. You're really starting to seem like a first read type of guy. And getting the ball away like this at moments. And then other moments, you holding it forever and taking a sack. Crowd already calling for Kenny. Last week, I defended you and said, hey, he didn't turn the ball over. Guess what you did tonight? I'll tell you, boy, when you soon as you try to talk something up and try to show confidence in somebody, they prove you wrong. What you do today? Made a horrible read. Pick. So let me be the first to say, here to my fan base who watch me, it's never about if I'm right or wrong. I go with what my eyes tell me. Maybe some of you guys saw it sooner. I still stick to what I said. Hey, if he plays well, let him play. But after today, I'm telling you, that leash is short now. Because if you're not protecting the ball, if you're not taking chances down the field and it's there, because mind you, offensive line is giving you some time. The O-line is giving you time when you pass. Our issue seems to be running the ball. Pass blocking has been relatively good. So if it is determined by myself and others alike, and obviously the coaching staff would see this, if you're just not hitting guys who are open, if you're just locked in on one guy and you're not taking chances down the field, well, let me tell you, it might be time for you to sit down sooner than later. I'm not calling for your head today after week 2, but that leash about this short, bro. So if you want to have any chance of remaining the Steelers starter or putting on a show to make yourself some money next year, I suggest you to pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Or like my man Hustle Man would say, pick up the pieces. You better get it together. Because now the fan base is on you. Yeah, they own you right now, bro. I cannot defend you. So now Matt Canada, hold on. What you doing? You trying to sneak out? What you doing? No, I told you both to come in. Don't walk out when I'm done with him. I'm going to keep my eye on this. What I just said about him, I'm going to be looking to see if people are open or if it's your play calling. Some of it seems to be your play calling. Because I'm curious to know what type of route combinations and such you throwing out there. So I'm giving you a little bit of this. We're going to pressure you a little. Because what did I say last year? I said you couldn't do a lot of things because Ben Roethlisberger was there. There's no excuses this season, sir. None. We're going to see. Is it you as well as him, or is it just him not executing? We're going to find out very soon. It ain't going to take us 6 weeks to know that. We're going to know very soon. Because some of the plays are looking a little similar. I don't see the... And let me just say this. It ain't but so many plays in the NFL, right? But part of play calling is calling the right play at the right time. You're falling into that predictable pattern. Got to get out of that. So, all right, just be well aware that I'm watching. So, get on out of here, man. Last couple things I got, guys. Defensively, I said Minka is lurking this year. He is, man. Minka seems to be... I mean, Minka did some of this last year, but his freelance roaming, just his center field ability, it seems to really be on another level in these first two games. And I don't think I can say it's the quarterbacks, because I think Mac Jones played relatively well today. I think Joe Burrow played, well in the second half. I think Joe Burrow is a solid quarterback. So I'm not just going to say it's the quarterback play. It's just Minka being in the right spots. Minka has been really off, providing a blanket out there. And so, yeah, he's lurking a lot. Robert Spillane is still playing in a dime. I can't figure this out, man. Do the Steelers think that he's that much better than Jack and Bush both? And, in sure passing situations? Again, and here's the funny thing. Miles Jack has on the green dot. So he is the captain until we go and dime. So that one has me puzzled. Again, I'm going to rely on the coaches. These guys see it every day in and out. I'm just curious to know what that is. Is it something that we don't know about Miles Jack? Why is Spillane being the first man off the bench when we go dime? Interesting. And the last thing I got here, man, Miles Boykin is a very good gunner. I mean, this dude, clearly you guys see why he made the team. Even if it's not because of him playing offensively, he's going to get very few snaps per game, but you see where he makes his hay. Very similar to who else we know? Benny Snell. So, listen, that's all I got, man. I'm going to come into the chat with you guys for a moment. The Steelers can't run the football, man. They can't get... And again, let me say this as well. Steelers defense played great today, in my opinion, as far as an NFL level game. You're not going to stop a team every time down. But the Steelers did a good job against the run for most of the game. They didn't start giving up real explosive or successful run plays until the last drive of the game. At that point, they are gassed. And your offense go 3 and out that much, and your defense is giving you 3 and outs that much, ain't no way they got enough in the tank at the end of the game. That's just my opinion. As somebody who's played football or played sports in general, dog, you can only do but so much. The offense has to help you. Do you guys realize that if the Steelers would have scored a touchdown today, we win? Like if we score more than just that one touchdown. That's it. If the offense produces 12 points, right? I'm not even going to say 14 because, Boswell's got to do his thing. But in today's game, if the offense themselves produces 12 points, the Steelers win the game. 12. 2 touchdowns. 6 and 6. And then you would expect it to be 14. But I'm just saying, even if it won't that, if it was 6 and 6, 6 more points wins us this game today. More than likely. So yeah, man. Steelers gonna have to find a way to produce some offense, man. It's just that simple. Both run game, that's primary. But even in the pass game, man, and again, if that is because of Mitch Trubisky not reading the field and taking the shortest option, he's gonna have to come out of there, man. Again, I said this, I repeatedly said this, and you guys know my stance. I am not, promoting Trubisky, anything like that. I am for whoever gives us the best chance. If Trubisky is playing well, I don't mind Kenny sitting. If Trubisky is playing horrible, I would like to see Kenny Pickett earlier than later. So let's say Trubisky gives you, let's say it's Trubisky. All right, let's just go out and say Trubisky is missing stuff, right? Let's say that's happening for sake of argument. 2 more games like that. Come on. And the only reason why I say 2 is because this next game is a short week, right? So if he doesn't play as well in this game, maybe you give him that extra time for the week 4 game, right? You get a little extra time in the week. And if he puts the same performance up, come on right over here. Take a seat. Take several seats right here. Bring the young boy in. And when Kenny Pickett comes in, let's play that walk-in music like homeboy from the Mets. Come on in, man. Like, we need that type of interest when Kenny Pickett takes over for Mitch Trubisky. So that's all I got, man. I'm gonna come into the chat. I'm here for a minute, just for a minute. Got to get out of here today. Real Fact says, Sim, giving Mitch this Thursday night to prove me wrong until I'm pulling for Pickett. If he doesn't, we get extra time to get Pickett ready for the Jets. Now, that's a good point too, Real Facts, where as opposed, as I said, maybe you give him both those weeks to prove himself. That's also valid. If he really struggles against Cleveland, and you get extra time to get Pickett, ready. So again, like I said, for some of you guys that was trying to debate it, look, it ain't, to me, I'm not for or against Trubisky. I want the best chance. So if he puts up, a horrible performance Thursday, where it's more of the same, or again, if the tape reveals that it's kind of him not executing as opposed to the play calling or route combinations, get him out there as soon as possible, bro. That's just how it's got to be. Ruskies Suck says, at least the Browns and Ravens sucked hard. Hard game to watch. Browns last 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't go for the moral victories, but it is cool that the entire division. I'm assuming we'll see what the Bengals do, but right now the entire division at least has a loss. So at the very worst, everyone is 1-1. So that is a cool ad. But like I said, forget the moral victories. The Steelers definitely had an opportunity to win this game today because of their defense. All we needed was the offense to just be better, a little bit better. Again, not even blowing the doors off people. We just needed them to produce 2 touchdowns, man. Patrick says, D really only gave 10. That 7 was special teams, Gunner's fault. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Super short field, man. The defense, really, you can't even really put that on them. They got to run right back on the field. My man Kenya says, Mitch looks into a specific receiver, and that's why he threw that interception. Yeah. That one was clear. Me and Kenya and Tony was texting in the game on that. It was clear, bro. What are you seeing, dog? Even if you looking at your target, do you not see the other guy in front of your target? So even if I'm the quarterback, right, I drop back and I'm looking for my man. Do I not see the guy standing in front of my guy? Come on, Mitch. Ace Rag says, stop playing games. Let's get Pickett in there. Hey, I'm not opposed to it, man. Like I said, I only want Trubisky to play if he's playing well, allowing us to continue to develop Pickett. If he's not playing well, get him out of there. Hey, Miss Debbie, what's going on, Debbie? Make sure everyone say hello to Debbie and all of the rest of the lovely ladies in the chat. Give them their proper hello. Debbie says, definitely not expected. Keep a team down when the offense is spitting up 3 and outs every series. So I totally agree with Sim. This offense is definitely anemic. Woo! They need moonshine in their plasma treatment. Debbie, round of applause for that. Yeah, they definitely anemic, man. We got a Tomlin and Belichick comment. Let's see what we got. Jake Taylor says Tomlin is Belichick's plaything. He's always he always out coaches. I think you're saying out coaches the man who's never had a losing season. I mean, again, like I told you guys, I don't care about people's opinion about Mike Tomlin this year. I'm not doing that this season. I respect your opinion, but that's it. I'm not even gonna comment on. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Who else we got? Who is this? Soul Sax DB says Chit, Canada, Austin, O-line, coach are the problem. As long as they are there, this team will be Chit. I like how you phrase that so we're not necessarily cursing on air. Hey, I don't know. I'll say this. I really don't think it's the coaching staff. And honestly, if it is that, I'll have to see the next wave of coaches to agree with the statement. Is that fair? You understand what I'm saying? I personally don't think it's Tomlin. Maybe Canada. I don't know. I don't think it's Austin. You know why I can't say it's Austin? Defense has looked very good these last 2 weeks. I don't think any of y'all can disagree with that. Defense has looked solid. Terrell Austin is the man heading the defense. So it's too early for me to say that on him. Again, I'm not going to say that about coach. Canada, again, if the offense remains the same and we're starting to see similar stuff in this week like we saw last season, then yeah, we can say that. But yeah, I really would have to see another coaching staff take over in order for me to say, yeah, that's what it was. That's a fair statement, I guess, coming from me. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Walter Worthy says, gotta admit, even that Fryer move touchdown was thrown behind him. It was. Thankfully, the DB had poor position. That is a fact. I agree wholeheartedly with Walter there. Because, when anytime your receiver's catching it like this as opposed to like that, not the best of throws. You know where that comes back to bite Mitch Trubisky? Do you guys remember the slant in preseason to George Pickens that was broken up? There you go. I think that was preseason, right? Wasn't that preseason? Yeah, that wasn't last week. But remember that? That slant? And then in the tune-up game? Yeah, because Okuda made the breakup. Where was the ball? Behind him. What type of route was this? A slant. Where was the ball? Behind move. So that is a great point by Walter. Great point. My man Marlon says, anybody notice how Mitch throws off his back foot or heel a whole lot? I feel like he's going to throw a pick every time. Yeah, man, I'm going to admit, when that one he did complete and it was 3rd and long to Deontay, to see a quarterback doing like that and it's not Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, one of them, I get nervous. I get very nervous. So, yeah, I can't disagree with that. Cody Kuhn says, bring Ben back. Okay, I will pass on that. And I love Ben Roethlisberger, but nah. What else we got? Oh, okay. Soul Sax DB says, I wasn't talking about Tomlin. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It seemed like with the naming of the coaches, I thought you were including everybody. So, my bad. What else, guys? A couple more and then I'm out of here. Brian says, we need Cordell Stewart to beat the Patriots. Simple as that. I don't know where some of y'all pull some of these comments, man, but I respect it. Master of Go says, can't play conservative. Need to stretch the field. There we are. Middle of the field. That's something we talked about last season as well. We got to attack the middle of the field, man. T-Dog says, Sim, how about that 3rd and 8 check down to Najee followed by a 3rd and 2 wheel route to Najee in the fourth quarter? And how about this, man, T-Dog? My reaction should let you know how I felt about it. Where was the ball placed? Put the ball out in front. See, you got to look at stuff like that. Najee is in position. Put the ball out in front or put it up high enough for where he can snatch the ball out instead of having to catch it like this. Miss Sade, what's up, Sade? Appreciate you coming through. Make sure everyone say hello to Sade, man. Another lovely lady in the chat. She says, I'm not inspired by this offense. It's the same thing every year. Good defense. Offense, hold on and pray for a defensive touchdown and to hold on for dear life. Every yard seems so hard to get. Sade, I'm with you. I'm getting tired of this. Again, last year, Ben caught some of that heat, even from me. And I still do believe there's certain things out of a Matt Canada designed offense that Ben can't do. But today's offense looked a lot like last year. Maybe not as much last week, but today I'm looking at Matt Canada more than I have in the past. Because, yeah, come on, bro. Come on. All right, man, let me get one more in. Lawrence Holcomb says, total yards 376 to 243 in favor of the Patriots. Time was 33-36 to 26-24 in favor of the Patriots. We have to run the ball well or our offense will look inept. Do not forget that Trubisky is new to this offense, too. That is a fact, too, as well, Lawrence. You know what? This is why I love y'all, man, because we think a lot of times there's many of us that kind of have the same train of thought, and even if it's something that you didn't mention, somebody else will say something that's a great point. So I'm actually going to give Lawrence a round of applause for that. I will explain why. Yes, Walter, you're correct. That wheel route, man, if you put it out in front, who knows what that does. But the reason why I gave Lawrence Holcomb a round of applause there, man, is what I think we do lose sometimes as fans is let's do acknowledge that Trubisky is new to the offense, okay? So I will give him a little bit of time to get better. However, the flip side is like what Walter just said. When we can clearly identify it was a Trubisky thing as opposed to a Matt Canada thing, today there were a couple times. Let's stick with two passes, just two passes. The interception, bad decision. That is Mitch Trubisky. The wheel route, poorly thrown ball. That is Mitch Trubisky. Slightly underthrown ball to Pat Fryermuth. That's three things. On the touchdown, that is Mitch Trubisky. The sack, even though we probably weren't going to get any points anyway, maybe we get in field goal range after that throw to Pickens for 23 yards. But the sack that he took from Judon, that's Mitch Trubisky. So on those things, I can judge him. As far as the effectiveness elsewhere, I'm telling y'all, I am honing in this week on pass plays only. I know some of the issues in the run game, so I still feel that way. I want to see, is Trubisky eyeing one receiver? Is he missing guys running butt naked open in the middle of the field, down the field, et cetera, et cetera? This week is going to tell me a lot about him and Matt Canada. So I am on it. I usually get the all 22 on Tuesdays. I will honestly tell you guys it's going to be a tough week for me this week. Explain to you why. Some of you guys, I'll say it quick and I'll get out of here. Some of you guys know, and I forgot to even tell my big brother Floyd. So if he's listening, you'll hear it now, and I'll shoot you the link here in a moment. Some of you guys know that my wife and I had casually been looking for a home. We want to upgrade to another home, and we've had a couple things that we've saw, and we've lost a couple homes, probably 3 to be exact. Well, this past Wednesday, we did get an offer accepted. We have a closing date of October 14th. So hopefully everything goes well. We have inspection on this coming Wednesday. But our house also has to go on the market. Keep our house in relatively good shape. But, you still just want to tidy up and, make sure everything looks presentable for our first showing. That will be on Thursday. We already have an interest already, just off of the fact that the house is coming. And that's how hot the market is where we live. So I'm going to be very busy, and I'm heading out of town Thursday night. I'll tell you guys more about that on Tuesday. I think I will still be able to watch the game, though, in the air, but we'll get to that. But again, I'm going to apologize in advance for some of you guys, man, that pay for the channel, your members. I'm going to try to get that all 22 out to you. If not Tuesday night, I'm going to try to do it Wednesday. I want to try to get that done before I head out of town. I have the all 22. I think now it hits for me to view it at about 12 noon on Tuesday. So I just wanted to give everyone that heads up and appreciate that. All of you guys who are saying congrats, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a really, really, really nice home, man. You know, maybe one day if everything goes right, I'll kind of show you guys it, because that's just how I am. You guys have kind of been on that journey with me, so I kind of want to let y'all know what's going on. So thank you for that. But anyway, just wanted to give y'all that, preference you with that. Bear with me. I'm gonna try to get everything out. I will be here on Tuesday. Terrible Towel Tuesday, of course, will happen. And I plan to have a post-game show happen as well when I reach my destination. And it might be more so if, for some reason I can't see it the way I want to. Maybe it's just you guys venting and letting me know what y'all thought about what happened Thursday. But we'll get to that. But outside of that, man, I'm going to get up out of here. We got to make a run really quick and then get back here, to spend basically the rest of our night cleaning. Not cleaning, that's the wrong word. Just getting your stuff together. Minimizing. The realtor says minimize the stuff that is shown, move stuff around, yada, yada, yada. But all right, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the congrats. Appreciate all of y'all, man. And appreciate the donations as well. Even though they may seem small in nature, it all helps. It all helps. And we're moving up in terms of mortgage payments. So I definitely appreciate all of y'all for your donations. But yeah, keep your heads up, guys. 1-1. Listen, we weren't supposed to get the game last week. Our defense looks like they're formidable. They can play with anybody so far. Let's hope the offense can turn around again. You don't really know what your team is till about week 6, week 7. So let's have hope. All right, let's hang in there. Enjoy your football the rest of the night. Enjoy your football Monday. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And of course, I'm going to always say thank you guys for watching. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll definitely catch you on Tuesday. And like always, appreciate you tuning in to the post-game show presented by the Steel Basement. Catch y'all later. Peace.